So this is why I return to you. The following video is meant to criticize the WNBA as a league, and in a future sequel of this video, I'll be criticizing the media and their coverage of the WNBA. With all that being said, let's dive into this.
Hard looking. Here's Clark. She fires and goes! She hit it!
Bust turn me up. What?
Caitlin Clark, as a true freshman, came into the NCAA and averaged 26, 7, and 6 on 40% shooting from 3 and was slowly rising fast and turning into a star. Her stats increasing as she grew. She brought the rest of Iowa with her, and by her junior year she was averaging 28, 9, and 7, leading Iowa to a championship berth where she would run into the second protagonist of the story. Angel Reese was a prospect from Baltimore, Maryland, who initially committed to her hometown college. She played decently at Maryland her freshman year and took a gigantic leap her sophomore year, averaging 18 and 11, shooting 50% from the field. However, her life would change once she transferred to LSU. At LSU, Reese's stats would skyrocket to 23 of 15, this time shooting 53% from the field. Her, along with the other rising stars of LSU, would blow past everybody in the NCAA tournaments her junior year, meeting up with what would become her future rival, Caitlin Clark, and the rest of Iowa.
They say he had pockets swollen. You gotta show me this. Better say how good.
In the previous round of the NCAA tournament, Caitlin Clark would celebrate by pointing towards her ring finger, symbolizing that she wanted the ring, and she backed it up with 30 and 8. However, she also ended up with 6 turnovers, a problem that remained for the rest of her career. Angel, on the other hand, would leave the game with 15 and 8 with 3 steals, and the most important stat of all, the ring. LSU would blow past Iowa, whooping them 102 to 85. Angel Reese besting Caitlin Clark, and she made sure she knew that. This singular act by Angel Reese would kickstart a rivalry, and taking away the fan and media presence has delivered on every last meetup, meeting up for the second time in the Elite 8, but this time Clark got the last laugh, giving LSU 41 with 12 dimes, single-handedly bouncing out the previous champs. Reese, however, didn't go out without a fight, dropping an insane 17 and 20, making sure that she couldn't get the blame for the loss. This loss would only add fuel to the Reese and Clark fight. However, Clark clearly was the biggest star in this rivalry, and nothing proved that more than the WNBA draft. In the WNBA draft, the obvious #1 pick would be Caitlin Clark, which is exactly what happened, getting picked up by the Indiana Fever. Later that same round, at pick 6, Reese would also leave, departing to Chicago with fellow champion Camila Cardoso, forming a dangerous rookie duo. Unfortunately, the two teams haven't been dominating like people will believe, both being at the bottom of the WNBA respectively. However, that's not the topic of today's discussion. The topic of today's discussion is the treatment of these rookies in the WNBA, specifically Caitlin Clark, and why I prove the biggest enemy of the WNBA is the WNBA. Alright, great. Now that we got the scripted segment out of the way, this is completely my opinions, and now we're just going straight into it. The Caitlin Clark abuse has been absolutely crazy, bro. It doesn't make sense. All of this has been fueled by ignorance, stupidity, and just a lot of jealousy. There is no feasible reason for what has been going on to be going on. And the discussion around this is so stupid, but you know what? I gotta get into that later. I gotta get into that in another video. Right now, it's just about the league. If you somehow haven't been in the loop, bro, Caitlin Clark and the rest of the rookies in the league, to be honest, have been getting abused.
Good. Kennedy Carter now with 12-point Clark. I mean, that's clearly a foul, which was called. The question is, will they call it unnecessary? Kennedy Carter.
Well, you see Angel Reese trying to come in. Oh my goodness. She had her hand around Angel Reese's neck.
Area.
And Angel popped her head on the way down. I'm going to tell you something, though, Jason. Angel Reese is a Baltimore, Maryland native. She's had some of this stuff happen before. She's going to be fine. She's tough. She'll be able to overcome this.
Well, with her, it seems like there's a vendetta out against her. Like it really seems like they just got a hit on her. They put out a poster. Anyone who can injure Caitlin Clark gets $100K. That's the most money they've ever seen in their lives. I wouldn't blame them. I'd do it too. But all jokes aside, it seems like the actual reason for all this is jealousy. Because Caitlin Clark, while yes, has been taking her fair share of cheap shots, and I mean, it's looking pretty bad. The other rookies can say the same, bro. Angel Reese has been getting tossed around. Literally getting chokeslammed. And for some reason, the excuse is going to be the league is physical. Ain't nothing physical about it. There's a very distinct difference between what a basketball play is and just being immature and chalking it up to the physicality of the game. That's not what that is. You can tell the difference between physicality in the game and just straight up anger.
So you gotta take one or the other. You gotta keep him off the line, trying your best not to foul.
Holmgren blocked by Wemby, get a count.
knocks this one down. Oh, man.
Well, that's going to be a flagrant.
Yep.
Like, sure, does Caitlin Clark play a soft brand of basketball? That's debatable. You can debate that. But in that same volition, she plays a brand of basketball like Steph Curry or Trae Young. That would literally be her NBA, WNBA comparison. But you don't see them out here taking those cheap shots. Hell, as a matter of fact, I'll give you a one-to-one comparison. We don't see Wemby taking those cheap shots. You want a direct comparison since somehow the WNBA is just a tougher league than the NBA. Yeah, bullshit. I know it's funny to call the NBA soft, but let's be 100% honest, bro. There's a reason why it's a miracle that someone plays over 80 games in this league. For some players, it might be 70, because night in and night out, it's a bunch of grown men, 6 foot and above, going full speed at each other, bumping into each other. We can joke and say it's a bunch of foul baiters, but at the same time, it's still a physical league. There are times and moments they have to get physical. So I'll circle back once again. Caitlin Clark has a direct NBA comparison right now, and that's Victor Wembanyama. Wembanyama quite literally has come into the league, has been called the alien, the chosen one, a 2K created player. You know what's crazy to me? You know what's crazy to me? The NBA doesn't just shoulder check him. The NBA isn't doing this whole welcome to the league, rookie. Like, don't get me wrong. Yeah, Wemby's been knocked down, but he hasn't been targeted by the league. He hasn't just been hit with those get your weight up, buddy. Wembanyama has just meshed into the league, and eventually when it's time for him to do it, he will take that leap into becoming a superstar. He already kind of is. But again, you know what's crazy? You don't see them treating Wemby like this danger. They don't feel an innate need to just prove themselves to Wemby like the WNBA does to Clark. The WNBA, the problem is they feel the need to prove that Caitlin Clark isn't dangerous. She's not that tough. But instead of playing actual basketball like the New York Liberty did, some of them rather just go at her rather than just, I don't know, beat her. She's not on a good team. It's not like they're much of a struggle. And the main point is, it's not just Caitlin Clark getting this treatment. Angel Reese as well. And you want to know why? Just because, you know, I know Caitlin Clark fans love to disagree. I know they love to argue this point, but Angel Reese is also part of the reason why the WNBA is getting watched. People want to see Reese versus Clark. That's the selling point right there. But still, the WNBA is treating Angel Reese as well not good either. And I hate the fact that the word is being used that you want us to coddle the rookies. You want us to coddle them? And the answer is yes. Yes, I do. If you have a potential star on your team that has the potential to take over the team, to take the team to bigger heights, yes, your job as a teammate is to protect them. Protect the future of your franchise. Protect the person that could potentially get you a ring. The person that could get you a pay raise. The person that could just make your job easier. The problem is the WNBA wants to make their job harder. It's immaturity. And you know what's crazy is the league is celebrating it. They're celebrating how physical we are. How we don't take people who talk trash. We don't take people who bump their gums. Like, how are y'all going backwards in the progression of maturity? For example, let me bring up football and even to a lesser extent basketball itself, you know, men's basketball. In football, you can argue the physicality of the sport by a technicality, by just an eye test, goes down while watching the game. You see more big hits, more big booms as you get, you know, younger. In high school, you see a lot of big hits. In college, you see a couple big hits. In the NFL, even though you get big hits, it doesn't seem like the game is more physical, even though at the same time we're just eye testing and we're not actually, you know, realizing that these men are just bigger and stronger than everybody else, and therefore the impact of hits aren't gonna look the same on them. And they're goddamn 6'4", 200 pounds getting hit by another 6'4", 200 pound object. That's just kind of how, you know, weight and physics work, but that's not even the point of the video. The point is, when you watch high school, college, or even NFL football, you can see a definite maturity level, and you can see the difference. More NFL players are willing to walk away from a confrontation than high school players. That's just normal. That's just like, it makes sense. We're talking about teenagers here against grown men. Grown men better know how to take things and handle them in between the whistles than, once again, teenagers do. And even looking at the college level, while it isn't perfect, you can definitely tell it's more mature than a high school level. However, not to the same level as the NFL, considering these niggas had a whole ass brawl. I mean, damn, is that a nigga getting stomped out? But still, the same could be said about college, high school basketball. High school basketball, things are a lot more physical, but also a lot more immature. In college, you can see that the maturity level definitely rises, and the physicality as well. And the ones that make it to the NBA, they just seem more chill, more calm, more relaxed. Now, obviously, there are the Draymond Greens of the world, the Patrick Beverleys, the PJ Tuckers, but still, to a higher level, you just see more calm basketball. Now, things can get emotional, but that's when things get emotional. It's not just, oh, we're gonna send you a message. We're gonna send a message just for the sake of sending a message to make sure this rookie knows they don't run the league. Like, no, nigga, just play basketball. Just be better than him. Wemby didn't come in and take over the league like everyone expected him to. He had great stats, like Caitlin Clark does, but once again, his team just wasn't good around him. He didn't carry the Spurs like we all thought he would. Same thing with Clark. And the WNBA is acting like this is so crazy. Like, all the people acting like, oh, you guys are surprised Clark didn't take over? Oh, you guys see that Clark isn't taking over? Yeah, no shit. She just got into the league. Just like Wemby just got into the league, give it some time. Because when her time comes, Clark will be the #1 player in the league. Guaranteed. She will be an MVP level talent at one point. We just have to wait. We have to wait till she gets that right team around her. Because right now, the team she has around her, they don't even like her. I mean, we don't see them stand up for her. We don't see them get mad when she gets put on the ground. They're just kind of like, they're she goes. Like, come on now. I guess the next question is, how do we fix this? I mean, once again, the real problem is just shut up and hoop. Let the basketball be the basketball and let the talk be the talk. Basketball players are gonna run their mouth. That's how the game works. But instead, the WNBA is trying to make the game about checking people and make sure people know their place. Like, dog, it's stupid basketball. It's not even good to watch. If I wanted to watch a sport where people flail around, throw their bodies, and don't score points and worry more about sending a message than actually playing a coherent game, then I just go watch soccer. Like, what? I just made all my soccer friends mad with that statement. Oh my god. They're gonna kill me. But really, here's my one last message before I head out of here. The WNBA is on the rise. That's inevitable. That's going to be it. No one's gonna stop watching the WNBA because of this. I hate that people are saying that. It's not true. The WNBA is on the rise no matter what. No doubt it's going to be big. However, the way that it can get to the highest level it can, the way that it can help get to its peak is, bro, don't fumble Clark versus Angel Reese. This rivalry is something that needs to be kept and maintained. However, it needs to stay within the lines of basketball. All this petty jawing and shoulder bumping and all of this, that's not really necessary. That's not what it needs. Just let it play basketball. Better yet, let the new talent play basketball. Everybody like, you want us to coddle them? You want us to protect them? Yes! This is the future of your league. This is the future of your paycheck. No matter if you like it or not, they are your future. They should be protected. Am I asking for the referees to call every foul every time someone touches every time someone touches Angel Reese or Caitlin Clark? No. What I'm saying, when it comes to teammates, when it comes to the league, bro, just respect the talent. Let it come in and play basketball. Not worry about make sure you know who's on top. What the hell is this, prison? Like, y'all niggas out here playing prison ball? Like, make sure you know Big Bubba runs the prison. Like, who the hell do you think you are? Just let basketball be played. Let basketball be basketball. Just let the young talent play basketball. Let the basketball speak for itself. That's all I gotta say. Anyways, that's all for the video. If you like the video, like the video. If you're watching my content, you're not subscribed, why are you not subscribed? By the way, I just got a Twitter page. If you want to go follow me over there, that'd be nice. And let me know how you feel in the comments down below. Anyways, it's been TSF, that Toxic Saints fan, and I'm signing out.